Oh, it's good. We run every day. Even drills, just regular basic drills, we're running all the time. Running to different stations, different part of practice. We run to the break tent during break, so conditions are well right now.
How are things going for you back there at safety? You know, been on campus almost got a spring and a fall under your belt going now.
It's good. Still getting that work in, still trying to learn the playbook. It's difficult. Stoops runs a very complex defense. Still trying to learn to slow things down, take my time and just make plays when they come to me. Don't go after them and try to overdo things, don't work myself.
Were you surprised last year when you got on campus how kind of complex Coach Stoops' system was for you?
Oh, very, very. I knew I was coming into a difficult situation with 2 guys in front of me, but luckily I had my brother here. He told me just to make sure I learn from the guys in front of me, take my time, and just develop as a man more than a football player at first, so I'd be more mature about the situation I'm coming into.
How tough is that? Because, I mean, just you're gifted, you're a playmaker. To, like you said, settle down and just, you know, play at the speed of the game you need to play at to make the right decision.
It was very tough. Very tough, coming from being a 5-star athlete, playing, starting every game of high school, my whole career, to coming in, sitting behind 2 guys that made plays, a lot of plays for Florida State, made a lot of tackles, interceptions, and made big hits for Florida State. But learning from those guys really helped me out. Then learning the playbook through them made me mature a lot. So coming into this spring, I'm more mature about the situation. Brooks is in front of me, a very good safety, fast safety, can make plays. Also still learning from him, also him being in front of me. So it's a very humbling, and it's a good situation.
How real was the possibility of a position change for you?
It was real. Me and Jimbo talked about it. Me and the coach talked about it. He said, I want to get the ball in your hands as much as possible. I went to him in the beginning of fall last season, and I said, I want to get the ball any way possible. So during the bowl game week, he said, hey, Spring, I want you to transfer to running back. During that process, myself, I was a little hesitant because, you know, learning a defense such as Stoops is very, very difficult. And then playing at the level he expects you to play at is very difficult. And I know Jimbo, the running back position to him and Coach Grant is a very important position on offense. I felt I'll be more comfortable and I could make more plays and safety for the team.
What was it at the end of the day that convinced you needed to stay?
The comfortability, knowing I'm more comfortable playing on defense, and the guys on defense, I built a relationship with them. Also, I got a couple friends that play running back. It was an uncomfortable situation on there. It's Chris Thompson coming back, James was coming back, Devontae Freeman, and Pender was coming in early. There's been a lot of guys want to get a lot of reps. It was just a situation I felt uneasy about going into.
Karlos, you just always instinctively more of a defensive guy. Do you consider yourself that way?
Definitely, definitely. I played a lot of safety more than I played offense in high school and in Little League. I love running into people, hitting people unexpectedly. I just love the intensity it brings to the game.
Now, the other thing that you do with the ball in your hands, kickoff returns, are going to change the rules a little bit. How's that going to affect the way you return kicks?
Me and Coach Grant talked about that. Me, him, and Marcus talked about it. We're 2 hotheads back there returning kicks. We love to get the ball and go. You know, just make plays, let the plays come to you, like I said before. Don't try to create nothing out of it, and there's nothing there. So hopefully, if they kick it to me this year, they kick it to Marcus, it's going to be a bad situation for them either way. We're going to get a lot of kick returns this year.
Karlos, can you talk about, you know, when you got your chances on kickoff coverage, just the physical nature of your play, and how excited were you to run down the field and hit somebody last year? It seemed like you did a good amount of that. So.
Very excited, very excited. It's a different game on kickoff now. I tell the recruits coming in that now you have guys on kick return who's looking to hit you. In high school, you didn't have guys want to be on kickoff. They run down slow. Guys on kick return don't really want to block. But now it's an assignment. It's a big part of the game. Games change on kickoff and kick return. But running down the field is exciting. You know, being out there pumping the crowd up before you go down the kickoff. Over the season, me and Coach Grant talked about it. Most of my excitement overplayed my play this year. I got too excited running down, or I miss a tackle, or I get myself blocked in some situations. But overall, it's a great experience. I loved it.
Karlos, you talked about being in the playbook and trying to understand Stoops' complex defense, but just outside of the playbook, the X's and O's and all that, just on the field, Florida State runs a pro-style offense, very advanced, and then last year you guys played a lot of spread teams, Oklahoma. Just kind of focusing on the field, what are some of the things that you're trying to do and focus on in the spring to prepare you for a larger role in the defense next year?
Well, coming in this spring, like I said before, it's like slowing things down, making sure I know my assignment, know everybody else's assignment, where my help is, where my help isn't, so I can go out there and make the plays I'm supposed to make. Last season, me not being on the field as much gave me a little advantage now I think coming in this spring, because I got to watch the guys in front of me execute and show up where they're supposed to show up. And then also their mistakes, doing things they weren't supposed to do, the little steps they did that they shouldn't have took. So it's just things I'm supposed to execute now that they didn't execute then. It's just helping me a lot more than me did not playing that much last season.
On that kickoff coverage stuff, as the year went on, did you notice guys start to not really want to engage you as much?
Not that fact. It was more they plotted against me because Coach Graham was like, look, you run downfield, you hitting people, they're going to come looking for you. The Duke game really caught my attention. The first time a guy missed me, I didn't think he was coming to hit me. The second time I got my bell rung. So after that, I knew the technique he was teaching, the way I'm supposed to get around the blockers, make sure guys miss me, was definitely the way I'm going to start taking that. And I definitely look more into the technique than just running downfield, put my head on fire.
Karlos, Jimbo does not let first-year players talk to folks like us. You and your brother, obviously gregarious young men. Was it difficult having to bite your tongue for a year and not get a chance to talk?
Honestly, it was relieving. I took the year, just the first time they called for an interview in the locker room, they said Williams, and I went to look, I just had a grin on my face, looked at my brother, he was like, oh, it's horrible. You know, having my family come to the game, it's like after the game we could all just go home, but then they call his name, you have to do an interview, so you have to wait on him. So it's a little time consuming after the games, but not being able to do interviews for a year, it was kind of hard at first, knowing I wouldn't be able to talk to the media, tell them how I feel about my first game, but it did some great help, maturity, knowing what to say in the interview, what not to say in the interview, so it was all right.
No, because of your high school highlight reel, I mean, fans, readers, they want to know when they're going to see more of number 9. Is that something that you notice, people outside the walls just hoping to see more and more of you?
Of course, me being on Twitter, Facebook, public social networks, everybody talks about when they're going to see more of me, message me, ask me all the time. You know, it's something that I can't really engage in because as a student athlete, it's something you have to try to avoid, not give people information, outside information about, you know, what goes on inside these walls at Florida State. But you definitely notice it. People definitely ask you, and it's definitely something you have to try to avoid and not get so much into.
Speaking of your brother, how much of an advantage was it having him to be here to kind of lean on, to know, to have him tell you the ropes and everything?
Definitely. My brother's like a father away from home. He really taught me how to be a man when I got to college. It's definitely a different world here, dealing with, you know, the outside of football, school, women, your religion, definitely trying to find a church to go to, who to talk to, who not to talk to, the guys you surround yourself with. Just knowing how to grow up and be more mature about things. He definitely was a big help with that. And on the field also, definitely you got to know the playbook. That's the first thing he said to me when I walked on campus. Learn your playbook now, and when you learn it, you'll play. And that's showing up.
Oh, so how's your hand doing?
Oh, my hand's doing great. I do rehab every day. Every day is rehab. It's getting better. I can do full contact now. I got a playing brace. Only thing is not progressing as much as I want to right now is range of motion, but it's getting back. It's getting back. I'm able to bend, grab things now, twist my wrist all kind of ways.
Tell us a story about how that happened in Florida, because we talked to your brother a little bit. I guess you didn't want to go out and all that. Just tell us what happened.
I was being a hard-headed freshman, I would say. Brandon Jenkins had recently came out on punt. I came in for him. Coach Grant said, make sure you know you're supposed to, you know the assignment. Go in there, execute, make a tackle. You get down there first. Went down the field. Went to make a tackle. I guess I hit Chris Rainey's helmet the wrong way when I tried to come hit him. I heard like a slight pop. Didn't think much of it. Went to the sideline. My wrist was kind of stiff. Worked it out with one of the trainers. I told Vince, I said, Vince, my wrist is hurting. He said, don't go back in the game. I looked at Dax, and Dax was like, use your other hand. So I was like, do I not go back in the game, or do I sit on the sideline? Coach Grant said, punt back up, so around the field. And the next I went down to block Trey Burden. I had a bad snap, ran down the field, made a tackle, and I got over to the sideline. I said, Vince, I think I broke it. He said, yep, you probably did. So it was a learning experience. You know, when you know you're hurt, you're hurt. If it hurts that bad, go see a trainer, sit down. Don't try to rush it. Just take your time and know what you're doing.
Don't listen to Dax.
Dax is a good guy to listen to. Just that situation, it was kind of a, you know, we missing Brandon Jenkins, who's been a 4-year starter on punt. We need somebody to replace him, so it's kind of a sacrifice for the team then.
Did you,
One more question.
Specifically, can you talk about the things you're more comfortable with in terms of the playbook and assignments, and how much farther are you from where you were at the end of the
The difference between then and now is maturity level in the playbook. I read the playbook every now and then back fall. I didn't think it was that important. I knew I had 2 guys in front of me, which was the immature thing to do, just an immature way of thinking. Now it's the fact that I know I should have been in the playbook then, knowing I had 2 guys in front of me. I would have been a lot far ahead than I am now. But now it's that I know a lot more, been in the playbook hard. Now I know I can go in there and make plays when it's time to need to make plays. If Brooks goes down, I know I can go in there and step in and it'll be no fall off.
Thanks, Coach.